Hello and welcome to another video review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a table of all things from Geeknson, which is a UK manufacturer of tables. This came 2 days ago. Very happy with it, so I thought I'd just give a quick overview of what it looks like. Now, a bit of a pre-warning, obviously this doesn't necessarily lend itself to a tripod hugely, so I might be a bit wobbly. So this is the Charlie table, which is the cheaper end of their range, and basically this is the large one. This cost me £500 plus, including delivery. Now, one of the big differences is that it comes with a lid. I'll just sort of go in. Oh, sorry. So the lid, this is dust because I haven't really bothered to clean it down, so this is not staining at all. It's just literally come out of the packaging. And it's quite a nice solid wood sort of top. You would need 2 people realistically to put it back on. Okay, so this is one of the big concessions between the cheap table and the slightly more expensive version, is that it comes with a slatted top rather than this lid. You can also see this is about the depth of the sort of depression, I suppose is the right word, and so it's slightly less heavy on the depression as perhaps some of the other tables, but I don't think it's a problem whatsoever. So the table itself, I want to say, is 140 centimetres by 85 centimetres, which isn't the biggest size, but this is the biggest one they do for the small table. My room's not very big, so I really couldn't have got any better than that anyway. This is a really lovely quality fabric. I'm not sure, I think I might have got the slightly higher end fabric because of the colour or something, but really fantastic. I mean, you can see in the back I have this sort of felty material that I used before, and it's just like chalk and cheese. This is nowhere near as nice as the fabric that we have on the table itself. There's obviously a bit of a lip, which I think is really good. You can lean your arm on it. It's dead sort of simple to have. Very nice quality all round. In terms of how it comes presented, this is where I'm just going to have to sort of go freestyle a little bit. So in terms of how it comes in a sort of flat pack almost. Now the table itself is completely made. The legs, you can just sort of see the joint there. These are screwed in. So you flip it on its back, you undo a bolt, and then you screw it. Significantly easier, I would say, than an IKEA table. Okay, but you can see the dimensions, they're good. You can choose the staining. So I chose like a red mahogany stain. It's all pine wood, I want to say, but yeah, really lovely all round. So that's the table in its glory. I'm just going to set it up with a few games just so you get a feel for how this looks. Okay, so the first game we're seeing here is Robinson Crusoe. I've not bothered putting out all the cards and everything for the obvious reason that they go on the board, so it's not really worth doing. So again, I'm trying to avoid using the going off the camera, but off the tripod. No, that's no better. So you've got the scenario board there, the main board obviously, and that fits comfortably, the player board there, and then I've got some snazzy cool resources for Robinson, so stuff there. You could even, I found, do it this way if you wanted to, and it would fit in that way with a bit of a gap as well. I don't quite know why you would, but it gives you an idea of the dimensions of the table, so it's quite nice there. One thing I did notice, it's only a small, it's not even really a criticism, I'm not sure which one we can see well. Okay, we can see the missionary. So if you'll notice, as I slide it along, it can go underneath. So a small little note there is that it does sort of drop underneath. Now it's not a problem, because even for a card, a regular card, I don't think that would be an issue. About to find out, because it goes in, and for a small card it's not an issue either. So you can see it's not really a big deal. It's probably the way they've put in the thingy. I'm not sure even if it went in on its side, you never ever struggle to get that out, so it's not really a criticism at all. So that's Robinson Crusoe. As you can see, very comfortable for 4 players. I don't think you want 6 around this table. To be honest, I don't really think there are many good 6-player games anyway, so it's not exactly a huge loss in my mind. But maybe you disagree. So I'd say this is a middle-sized game and it fits quite comfortably. I'm going to try perhaps a slightly bigger game and then we'll see what that looks like as well. Okay guys, so this is a game I think most people will know and love. This is Caverna set out on the table, and as you can see, in my opinion, it quite comfortably fits 4 players. Now, I do have these snazzy phone call boxes that I made up, so that does keep spread down in terms of components. But you can see, even if you just kept it off table on a chair or something, there is comfortably room for 4 players. If you really pushed it and you took these away and you had them off board, you could fit 6. But I don't think it would be a very good idea. Okay, you don't want to play Caverna with 6 anyway, it's a crappy game, too long. Okay, so again, couldn't be bothered to set it all out. You know what it looks like with the cards on it, but quite comfortable in terms of space. So it's not the biggest table in the world, but in terms of 4-player games, and really for 6-player games I'll be sitting around the dining table anyway, and there aren't that many good 6-player games out there anyway. I think for 4-player games, this is a really good fit. So I thought I would just show you finally what sort of some Dwarven Forge stuff would look like on the table. I think it looks really cool. So this is the cavern set from Dwarven Forge, and as you can see, I mean, I've got a decent sized cavern there, a little lava pool I made, but there's still tons of room left on the table, so really good for sort of RPGs as well. It's worth noting, if I just come down to the sort of ground level, that the height, like we said, is not that high. I mean, it's what, about an inch off, so you wouldn't be able to put the table mid-campaign on, and this is heavy enough that I wouldn't want to risk it. It would crush things. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But it's also really good, I haven't got any to hand, but it's really good for dice rolling. You can throw it up against the side and it looks really great. So on balance, I'm really happy I bought this. I think it's a steal for the price. I mean, IKEA tables don't cost a million miles away from what we are being asked to pay here, and it's a decent sized table. It would easily sit 6 for a dinner. We tried it, so it's a very comfortable fit for that. It fits 4, I would say, comfortably for most games, and hopefully some of the examples have given you an idea. So this is totally unpaid for, but it's a ringing endorsement from me, and I think it's really good quality. Would I like the bigger one? Definitely, but the reality of my room is that the logistics wouldn't have fit the bigger table anyway. And to be honest, if you didn't have the bigger table is even nicer, but if you didn't have the bigger table, and you only had this, you've still got a really impressive table. So as soon as if you had them side by side, I was at the UK Games Expo, and side by side I was like, oh, I covet the big table. But now, I mean, I don't have there isn't a basis of comparison, and it makes it, well, I'm very happy with it. So an excellent job done by Geeknson, and yeah, check them out.